It's your friendly neighborhood laser lady. Now, I've been super busy getting ready for a show that is next weekend, and I don't quite have time for a normal video, but I do have time to show you what I like to do that saves me on time when I have to make a lot of things. First thing is going to be painting inside the laser. It's weird, but I'm going to show you why right now. Let's do it. Go ahead and call me crazy. I've been called worse. If I had a bunch of little, even big pieces that need to have the engravings filled with paint, well, then I paint them right there in the laser before it gets cut out. This piece has already been engraved. I made sure to have it held in place with these honeycomb pegs. Very important. We don't want to move it around in there. The process is exactly like it sounds. I just carefully get some basic acrylic paint and squeegee it around with a scrap of cardstock. The paint wipes off this material surface super easily, so I also sprayed it with a touch of water to clean it up even more. I'm not too worried about getting all of the paint off of here because there is going to be a little bit of blowback residue after it is laser cut. As we can see here, it will just wipe off with some water as well. This material is super easy to clean and is actually the next tip. So this material is called color boards, and it's from Craft Closet, and this isn't sponsored or anything by them. I legitimately use this material for my projects that I sell. Now they have full color prints. I'm using the solid colors. Everything is made onto MDF, so it cuts really well in your laser, and it has a UV cured clear varnish on top for protection and quick cleanup like you saw before. The next tip is tape. I use tape for so many things. Here's my top 3 ways. After I filled in these engravings with some paint just like before, I cut everything out. Now there's a bunch of tiny itty bitty 𝗚𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗆 pieces here, and I don't want to pick them all out, so here comes some tape. Even if a few fall through, every little bit helps. Now, the second way I use tape is to mask off the surface of my material and then laser engrave and cut it. This is extra helpful for smaller pieces that would be too much of a pain to try and clean up every single little tiny piece. I still paint up the engravings inside the laser. If you're wondering how easy it is to get the masking tape off, well, we just need another tape to help us. So the third way I love using tape is here on this project. You can see I cut out a rectangle around the little bits, and that's going to help us out for this tape process. I'm using Gorilla brand duct tape, my favorite. This tape is stronger than the masking tape, so it will help us get that masking off. I just put a few strips on top of the masked laser bits. It also holds them together, which is super helpful. I can then peel away the material that's not needed, and now all these little laser cut bits are stuck face down on the duct tape. You just peel those off, leaving the masking tape behind for a perfectly color-filled engraved teeny tiny piece. Tip number 4 is if you have a lot to cut out, make sure you are grouping things for maximum optimization. Have a project to-do list handy so you're not wasting time cutting something yellow, then something red, then, oh yeah, you gotta go back to yellow for a different project, and so on and so forth. Plus, if you only need a little bit of a material cut, try to find something else you can restock to pair with it, or even try another project in a new color. It sounds obvious, but if you pre-organize what you need to cut, you will give yourself the opportunity to save time grouping things together. And that brings us to tip number 5. When the laser is busy, you are busy. This reminds me of when my son was young. People would say things like, "sleep when the baby sleeps," which is a little crazy, but I'm here to say the same sentiment. Not to sleep when your laser is on, obviously bad idea, but to work when your laser is working. Here's how I try to time things like this. I'll do a long project first, so while that is engraving and lasering, I can set up the subsequent laser job lineup. Then each color afterward is in order to the project I'm working on. Such as the Super Mario map, I cut out that blue water base, and then I am cleaning that up while the second layer is cutting, and then same thing with the third layer. While I'm cleaning up something and gluing something, the next one's almost done, and we just keep going like that until the project is completed. If I just dilly-dallied around waiting for everything to get cut out and then glued it all together, I would have wasted some serious time. I hope these tips help you save time and get those projects ready to sell. I try to include little tips like this in all my videos, so wish me luck on my next show and then check out this video next. Happy crafting!